Greetings, my name is Gerardo Loera. I'm the Community of School Administrator in the City of Huntington Park, Walnut Park, and the City of Vernon. We are part of Local District East. I, along with a team of 12, support the 24 schools in our community for 16,000 kids and 900 teachers. With us today, we have Principal Nikki Grakal, who's going to be sharing with us how her science teachers will be teaching this year in a very different approach, aligned to the next generation science standards. So, Principal Grakal, can you tell us a bit about what this new approach really is and what's different about it?
My science department is using something that's called argument-driven inquiry to be able to teach science. And it's different than maybe traditional science classes in that it gives students a problem that they need to solve together in groups. And then they create an argument based on the problem after looking at all the evidence. And then from there, they give feedback to each other so that they can revise their work. It's different than a science department, a traditional science lesson, in that generally what you might see is a science teacher teaching a lesson, maybe a PowerPoint, and then the students will maybe do a lab and then have an assessment. So it changes the focus from the teacher kind of teaching and presenting to the students really being able to struggle with whatever the content is to come up with their own conclusions.
Thank you. So you described this whole notion of problem solving, and as you and I have talked about in the past, today's day and age is very different than when you and I went to school, where a teacher stood in front of the class and basically taught us, the knowledge pieces, like, the facts about science. And now, what we really want kids to do is through inquiry and discovery, learn how science works, and so they can explain what we call phenomena that take place in our world. And so, in what ways do you see the approach that you're doing, like with the argument data driven inquiry, really in alignment with the next generation science standards?
It really does teach life lessons, which I think that the next generation science standards, that might be like an overarching theme, is how do we get students to be college and career ready? Well, in order to be college and career ready, you need to do a few things. One, you need to make sure that you're a good problem solver. And ADI gives students that opportunity to be really strong problem solvers because they learn that there's more than one way to solve a problem. Another thing that ADI does is it allows students to learn how to create an argument and support it with evidence. When kids become adults, it's a very, very important skill to be able to argue or advocate for yourself, but then also support it with evidence, and then it makes your claim valid. And then finally, what I think ADI does is it really provides an opportunity for students to learn how to think critically. And I think more than anything right now in our current world, with so much social media messages being ubiquitous, like all over the place, it's really important for people and students to learn how to think critically and to be able to figure out, is this true or is this false, before they make informed decisions. So I think ADI really provides students the opportunity to get the life skills they need in order to be not only scientists, but just informed citizens.
Absolutely, and teaching them how to think, right? We don't want them to be passive learners. We want them to be active learners. So yeah. Thank you, Principal Grakal. Basically, Nimitz Middle School is one of the other two schools in our community that's also engaging in this practice. So we look forward to sharing with you in the future what are the successes that take place with this program. And thank you, Ms. Grakal, for your leadership, especially during these difficult times. And thank you to our listeners for listening this moment to us.